Every guy at some point in their life has imagined themselves being an MMA champion, being a UFC champion, knocking someone out in the octagon in a cage, fighting, winning, having the belt on your shoulder and screaming out into the crowd on top of the cage. Now, I've been doing martial arts for a bit. I've done a little bit of jiu-jitsu, a little bit of boxing, and right now I'm doing a little bit of Muay Thai. I'm nowhere near anything. I have no fight. I've done nothing. I just do this for fun. Okay. But today we're going to be seeing if I have what it takes to ever become an MMA champion. I will be training with Terrance Wrong Turn Saturn, the current A1 Combat flyweight champion.
Terrance Saturn wants a highlight. Oh, there he is. That's it. He's out.
Sacramento, California. The champion is Terrance Saturn. It is gone.
Terrance Wrong Turn.
And he actually has a fight coming up May 2nd, which from right now will be in 1 week, on a Friday, at Hard Rock Casino. It's local in Sacramento. I'll put a link to tickets and everything below in the description if you're thinking about going, if you want to watch and support. So this video is going to be a little different. I'm going to show some training footage. We're going to have an interview at the end. If you just want to go to the interview, go right ahead. If you don't care about looking at me be terrible with my form and whatever, just skip to the interview. But I wish I had like a videographer to record me training or whatever with him. It's just going to be tripod shots and him kind of just teaching me things and showing me the ropes and looking at my form, holding pads, hitting pads and stuff. And then the interview will be at the end. So let's get right into it. The facility is really awesome. These guys are great too. Really nice to meet them, see them in person. He was kind of just asking me like what I wanted to do, anything specific I wanted to work on at the moment, and I was like, I was literally down for whatever. So we go over to the corner a little bit, do some kicking, shadow boxing, warming up, and you know what's funny is I felt like I was punching kind of fast during warm-ups, and for some of the training in this video, I felt like I was going really fast or hitting hard, and then when I watch the footage back, it's so slow. I'm punching like I'm going so slow. But we do a little bit of warm up here, you know, and look at my technique compared to his. It's so crisp. I mean, he's pretty relaxed right now, but you can just kind of tell that he's a lot better than me. Obviously he's gonna be a lot better than me. And then he's gonna set up a drill for me. I went to go grab some tape. You'll see in just a second. But I want to just look at my footwork a little bit. I keep my hand down a lot. I don't know. I feel like I'm very rigid. Honestly, I'm kind of fat right now too, because I've been bulking. But it was fun. It was fun being here. Just kind of doing my thing, relaxing right now. And so I move the camera here. Oh yeah, you like that little front kick action? Oh, hand high, jab, jab, leg kick. Just kind of doing whatever. He's setting up this drill for me. And what he was talking about, or what I talked to him about, is when I spar, I kind of get hit in the face a lot, and I stay on the center line. Yeah, look how sharp he looks when he's doing that drill compared to me too. So for me, like, just looking at it now, like I dip my head so much, I feel like I'm leaning forward a lot. So the drill is like punching and keeping your head off of that center line. So you see how he's setting up 4 squares. I'm kind of moving my head and punching at the same time as I dip into one of those squares. Because usually, you know, after you throw a 1-2, someone's coming right at you with their own punch, right? And if you just keep your head right there in the center, it's very easy to hit. So he's teaching me how to move, bob and weave. And I think I'm thinking way too much here doing this drill. Like, look at my feet, just kind of like. But that was an interesting thing that he showed me, because that's something I didn't even really think about when I was punching, is I would keep my head like so in line. And now this next drill, you'll see me. He's just teaching me footwork with like shifting right, shifting left, shifting back, pressing hard on someone, pushing forward, pushing backward. You'll see just how I pace the Yep, exactly, just like that.
You can change up your rhythm too. You can kind of cut off slowly, right, and then visualize them kind of really trying to exit off. Stay right in front of them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
And so I'm imagining myself kind of chasing somebody.
Right now you're kind of hopping, which isn't bad, but just to get your feet settled, right? Once I get here, I'll step with my lead leg. I'll keep this foot. Yup, and then press. Yeah, yup.
Something I do is I hop a lot for some reason. You'll see with my other drills, I kind of hop everywhere. So he's kind of teaching me to plant and like twist off of that plant instead of hop.
I don't want to kick. Let this drag me forward. Right? Again, it's not necessarily wrong, but if you want to maintain your distance and be safer, right? Because the second that we get this close and I can touch the bag, you got to be thinking like, I can get hit too, right? So just to maintain the distance, I'm going to kick, bring it down, step down, and I end up right back where I started. Right? I'm behind the line.
It's teaching me how to front kick properly and bring that foot back.
See how you got pushed back? I want to stay strong with my base leg.
So much better than me. So I'm stabbing the bag. I'm starting to think too much here. That was a little better. See how I hop back right there? I have trouble planting my feet. I think I stab it here. A little better. And I'm keeping my right hand up too. That one was low. Decent. But still, I feel like I look very rigid and I get tired, so see how low those kicks are getting.
Yeah, there you go.
Better. I think I'm stepping forward way too much, like I'm getting really close. See, I'm still hopping around a lot. That was better, but something I have a problem with, especially off that switch kick. It's a little awkward for me. But, I mean, like I said, he's so much better. You can tell his technique is decades beyond mine. So he's holding pads for me now, and I'm literally just going to be, he's holding pads, we're going to be punching, kicking.
That's it. Again. Look. Back side. That's it. Yeah. Use the impact to bring it back. Again. That's it.
Decent.
There you go.
And I wasn't keeping my, I always drop my lead hand, so he popped me a little bit just to make sure I was holding that hand up. Nearing the end here. Hope you enjoyed that little training session. Next part of this video is going to be the interview that I did. It's about 20 minutes. Wanted to do a little interview podcast style. Talk to him about his upcoming fight on May 2nd. Like I said before, links in the description below. And enjoy the interview. See ya.
I know I only got one camera, not fancy.
That's all good.
I just wanted to get into how you got into fighting. I know in a couple of other podcasts you were talking about how you started wrestling when you were in high school. You did a little kickboxing. You're a purple belt in
jiu-jitsu, yeah.
You train here?
Yeah. So I actually started wrestling when I was 9.
Okay.
My dad's youngest brother, my Uncle Johnny, wrestled when he was in high school. And then a little bit after he graduated, I remember one summer he taught me how to like throw a football, how to catch a football, and like how to run routes and stuff. And then one day he kind of just pitched the idea to me, and then I told him that, yeah, okay, I want to do it. So I started wrestling. I did it on and off until I got to high school.
Yeah.
And then once I got to high school, I was like super into it. So yeah, and then after I graduated in 2013, I just got a regular job and was working, and I always felt like something was missing, you know, because I wrestled for a long time, and then I was kind of going through some things, and then felt like I was going crazy. So then I always wanted to fight and to train.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a little bit after I started wrestling, when I was 9, I watched my first UFC fight, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And
what card?
It was either a Matt Hughes fight or like a Chuck Liddell fight, or maybe Rich Franklin, one of the OGs, like the pioneers of the sport. Yeah, and then I seen it and I was like, bro, that looks fun, you know. And so I knew then that I wanted to be a fighter when I grew up, and it was kind of hard for me to tell everyone that I wanted to do that because I've always been like a smaller in stature person. But yeah, so I was going through it when I was like 21, 23-ish, and I came into T4L in April of 2018, and I started training, and I was like super consistent, and 2 months down the line, I believe it was like June or July, I did my first like point kickboxing event. And I did really well. I took first in my bracket.
Wow.
And then 2 months after that, my teammate, he doesn't train here anymore, but my teammate at the time was getting ready for his amateur debut at the same weight class that I wanted to fight at. And he got hurt. He got like a really bad concussion. So the coaches, Coach Sonny, and everybody was like, you know, like, you've been here for his whole camp, and we think that you're ready, and if you want to do it, then just let me know. So after practice that evening, I fucking was like, dude, let's do it. And yeah, so I made my amateur debut in October, and then I've been fighting ever since.
As a sub?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. When you grew up, you said you were young, right? Because I feel like not a lot of people have that want to, like, for lack of a better word, literally go fuck somebody up in a cage. Where do you think that comes from? Do you think you were born with that, or is it like?
For me, I think it was just part of just being a boy, man. Like, I watched a lot of martial arts movies when I was younger with my dad and my uncles. Like, we watched like Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Rumble in the Bronx, fucking Enter the Dragon, Game of Death. Best of the Best, like all of these movies I watched with my dad. I always thought like it was super fucking cool, and I watched a lot of anime too, like Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin, and like I always thought like it was so cool to be like a hero, you know, like when you're a kid, you know, you kind of look up to these kind of like made up characters, and seeing them persevere through hard times, and not only persevere through it, but then like come out better on the other side. And I always really admired that. Again, as a boy and as a man now, like it's cool to be your own hero in your own story, you know. And it's not easy to do, you know. But I mean, shit, life's not easy.
Right. What were you working before?
So my first job, I was working at a grocery store in Vacaville, County Square Market. I worked there for like a year and a half, And then I got a really good job after that at Abbott Laboratories. We made protein bars.
Oh, okay.
And so I made when I left my first job, I was making like $9. And then when I got my next job, it was like $20-something. So I thought I was balling, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it was, you know.
No, for real.
And then so it was a really big jump in pay. And then I got let go over something that fucking wasn't even my fault, but you know,
really?
shit happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Ended up getting another job in Benicia where we made like protein powders, and then I got another job after that where we made like aerospace parts closer to town too. It was in town, and it was cool, man. One of my good friends from high school was like, dude, I know you say that you fucking don't like your job you're at now, so like, come try it out. And it was cool, man. Honestly, like if I wasn't fighting, I'd probably still be working there.
Yeah.
And so once I started working there, I started training, and then I was like, my work schedule was like 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, like Monday through Friday. Saturday sometimes I would have to go, and then I would come in and train from 6:30 to like 9.
Okay.
Then I go home and shower and eat, and by the time I lay down, it's like 11 o'clock, midnight.
Go to bed
so I did that for like over a year, and it fucking sucked, man.
Really?
I wasn't sleeping, you know. I was like barely able to sleep, and I fought 6 times with that job, and going through a fight camp, cutting weight, and having to work a full-time job with hours that crazy, it was super hard. And my coach was like, dude, you know, like, if you really want to do this, and like you're saying, like it's really hard for you, you know, like I can give you a job here teaching, and you can train, you know, you can come in the morning. It's not going to be easy, you know, you're not going to be making a lot of money. You're going to have to be living pretty frugal. But luckily for me, you know, like we weren't really too rich growing up as far as like materialistically and financially. So that wasn't really anything new.
Okay.
But yeah, so I started doing that, and it sucked because when I did decide to quit my job and train full-time, the pandemic happened. Like literally the week that I quit my job, everything shut down. So I was like, fuck, man, I picked the wrong time to chase my dreams, you know? And yeah, that was a really hard year. 2020 was a really hard year.
Okay.
And there was no fights. So, but on the brighter side, it gave me an opportunity to really hone in on my craft and get better at the things that I wasn't really too good at, and then really, really get good at the things that I was like pretty good at.
Okay.
And then once
that's
everything,
the only thing you were doing, right?
yeah, and then everything opened back up, like 2021, and I hit the ground running, and then fought a couple of more times as an amateur, and then in 2022 I made my pro debut, and here I am now.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention your current A1 Combat Flyweight Champion.
I am,
So you
yeah.
fight at, what is that, 125?
Yeah, 125
What do you weigh
flyweight.
right now?
Probably close to like 140.
140.
Yeah, 140. Last
Okay.
night I got to like 139, 140.
Okay.
So just dieting down and then keeping the weight off for now, because I like to drink a lot of beer and fucking eat hella noodles and shit. So.
Oh yeah. Kaboom.
Yeah, kaboom, kasoy. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So none of that right now. But yeah, man. I usually walk around probably. I try not to get any higher than like 145, because then coach starts fucking fat shaming me. But when I first started, man, I was like pretty fat. Like I was like probably like 165.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. And I was like a fucking loser, dude. I was eating like fast food every day.
Were you always fighting at flyweight at 165?
When I first started training, and I made my debut for MMA. Yeah, I fought at 125 because I lost hella weight. Like when I first started training, like I walked in, I was like 165, 166 was like my heaviest, and then like a month later, I was like 130. Yeah, but it also because I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. You know, and like my schedule was crazy.
You were
and
always
I was
on the move.
Yeah, and I was really, really going through it mentally. Like I was like super, super depressed. So like all of these things accumulated, kind of just helped the weight come off.
Yeah. No, I see.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into what does a fight camp look like? Because I know you have a fight coming up in May. Yeah.
So generally, like a good time frame for a fight camp is usually from like 6 to 8 weeks. And I'm not sure how it is for other fighters, but for me, especially since I've been training full time, like I'll come in and I'll train in the morning. I'll get a session in at 8, and then I'll teach at 9.
Okay.
And then I just recently started working with a personal trainer who I went to high school with, and we'll get a session in from like 10 to 11, and then I'll go run or I'll go lift again, and then I'll go train somewhere, go cross train somewhere, and come back.
Wow.
And then I'll chill. If I have to teach a private, I'll teach a private, and
Yeah.
then I'll come back in the evening and then train again in the evening. That's usually my schedule from Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, if I don't have to teach a private in the mornings, then I'll get a little bit of rest, get a little bit of recovery in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll come in like around 4 or 5 to teach my kids' competition team. And then I'll train again from like 6 or 5 to 7:30. Saturdays is our fight team practices.
Wow.
Those are the really, really fucking hard days.
Okay.
Aside from like going to go train multiple times a day, but Saturdays is like the really, really hard days,
Yeah.
10 to noon. And then Sundays, I just recently started training on Sundays too. So like I'm training every day. There's not really
wow.
a day
Okay.
off for me. And
You
then
rest
it's,
when you sleep.
Yeah. It's just when I'm sleeping, right? But yeah, man. So that's pretty much my schedule, man. I'm like super, super busy, like Monday through Thursday, and then Friday through Sunday, it's just one session. But yeah, it's fucking hard, man. It's super, super hard.
It sounds
super exhausting, but
Right.
but it's worth it
Yeah.
to me at least, you know.
I know you're coming up. You're fighting was it Isaiah Torres.
Torres,
Isaiah
yeah.
Torres. I was looking up a little bit of details on him, and he's a bit of like more of a striker.
Yeah.
As well. When you go through your fight camp, of course you take into consideration, their habits and your styles. What kind of like do you have a game plan? Because I know you say you're more of a freestyle fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You can just take it wherever you want to go, right?
Yeah, so there is obviously a plan, like we
You
like to
got it,
say no, it's all good. So we like to say random gets random. So like if you
Okay.
go out there and just do random shit, you're gonna get random results.
Right.
So obviously there's gonna be a plan of attack for every one of my fights, but in general, most of the time, a part of the game plan is me just going out there and just doing me, like just being myself and seeing my openings and then taking my openings.
Trusting in your own
Yeah,
ability.
exactly.
Yeah,
Trusting my training and trusting what I see, and then trusting my technique. And then I have my coaches on the outside that are kind of like, calling things out that they see that's open
Yeah.
from like a third person view.
Okay.
So part of it is really like being able to block out all the noise on the outside while you're fighting, and then really just listening out for your coach's voice.
Okay.
And usually, like, I do a pretty good job at like hearing what he's calling and then hitting it, trusting it. So
No, that's awesome.
yeah, but yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on the mental aspect of like just when you're wrapping up in the back, you're getting ready. You hear you're getting ready for your fight. You're coming out. People are yelling at you. What do you feel inside, personally, as you're going through that? Do you get tunnel vision? Do you just tune everybody out? You're just listening only to your coach. You don't even hear the screams, things like that.
Yes, I hear the screams, but it's more so like white noise.
Okay.
Like I'm not listening out to what the fuck they're saying. Like it's I don't really start feeling the nerves because nervousness and anxiety is the same feeling as like excitement.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm trying like when I start to feel these feelings or this energy, I start to just remind myself like, dude, I worked super fucking hard for this, and it's my time to fucking go. It's my time to go out there and let loose and just to have fun and do my best. And because a part of the reason why I do it is because it is fun. But obviously people don't do things to lose. I obviously want to win, right? But if I go out and I do my best and I have fun and I'm being myself, there's no reason why I shouldn't win. You know what I mean? And that's kind of been it's helped a lot, like, throughout my entire journey so far. Even when I was like, well, when I was in high school, I took it a lot more personal. But I feel like as I've gotten older, I've done a better job at navigating through these emotions and these feelings. But yeah, so like when I'm making the walk, I usually just like I tell myself, you know, like, I'm the best. It's my time. It's time to shine, and I'm the fucking king. I'm gonna go, you know, and I just keep reinforcing these positive thoughts into my head as I'm making the walk. And yeah, man. And then when you go out and you're fighting, you know, like, the last thing that you're really focused on is everything on the outside. You know, like, I'm just focused on the person in front of me, abiding by the rule set and listening out for my coaches and to the referee.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I was listening to this Joe Rogan podcast like a couple weeks ago, and he had this dude on. His profession really was like neuroscience, or he was kind of like a hypnotist.
Yeah, yeah.
In a way, and he was saying that he was able to kind of hypnotize a boxer into just making him into an animal, pretty much. So when you fight, do you feel like there's another side of you that comes out?
Absolutely,
Okay.
man, absolutely. I like to keep. So I am one person,
Yeah.
right? But there's definitely different sides of me, and then the fighter and the person I try to keep separate because, you know, like, if you're walking around all the time being like as the fighter, it's super fucking exhausting, you know. And I like to just be super chill and kick back and have fun and hang out with people that I hold really close to my heart, my family and my close friends. But yeah, there's definitely another side, and there's a switch that you need to be able to flip when you go out and you go do that. And again, as I've gotten older, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at flipping the switch, and yeah, so you know, like, it's nothing matters when you're fighting except for what's going on right then and there. What happened before, what happened 2 seconds ago, what's going to happen, it's out of my control, and all I can control is how I'm reacting and how I'm approaching what is going on right here this second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
definitely two sides to it, and there's
Okay.
definitely a switch that needs to be flipped.
It's kind of like stoicism, if you know about.
I know what being stoic is, but yeah, kind of.
It's exactly what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
Controlling your own reactions to the moment.
Yeah.
Two last things, really. I
Okay.
don't want to keep you for too long. People talk about the flow state a lot when they enter fighting. What is your experience with that? Have you been able to tap into that?
Yeah, man, and it's weird. It's a really, really weird feeling, man, and it's kind of the best way that I can describe it is I don't know if you know who Eddie Abasolo is, but there's this movie that he referenced to called Soul, and it's this music teacher that's I think he plays the piano, and he starts playing the piano, and then like he gets into like this world where it's like all blue, and then there's like things kind of floating around, and like he's just so like intact with what he's doing at the time, like nothing else matters, and he's just going, right? And when you're in the flow state for fighting, it's kind of sort of the same thing, like you're not worried about what's going to happen. You're kind of like making a read, and in a way you'll be able to see things happen before they happen.
Really?
In a way, right? Like, I'm not a psychic or anything, but like in a way. And Bruce Lee said, you know, in one of the movies where he's like, when I hit, it hits by itself, right? And that's him kind of explaining the flow state, right? Like, I'm not forcing this punch to land. It's just happening, right? And it's kind of like a state of like being relaxed but ready, you know? Like, I'm not tense, but I'm ready to go, right? And like, I'm not like like hyperventilating and then like letting the moment like oh my god, right? Like it's very, very mellow, you know, like super, super chill. And it's weird to say that because you're fighting, right? But if you are ever able to find this state, it's you're not going to be in it for very long, you know, because you're fighting. But like, but it's weird. It's a weird feeling, man. It's a really, really weird feeling.
A lot of people think it's like they imagine it as like the Matrix, right? Where
yeah,
you
or like Goku going Ultra Instinct.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like you know, like he's just reading and reacting. He's not like anticipating and trying to guess what's going to happen. He's just reacting, and it's happening by itself, right? You are in control, but at the same time, like it's just you're just kind of going, and you're going with the flow of it. Okay. Right, if that makes sense. I hope I did a good job explaining that.
No, that's cool, man. I like that. I like that explanation. How many times have you felt that in a fight?
I've felt it pretty often. I mean, I try to get into it whenever I'm training, you know. So like when you start to feel it, it's like okay, it's more so like when I'm warmed up now. I'm warm and I'm loose and I'm ready to go. And I try to go out when I fight and immediately just start fast and build an early lead, like win a couple of exchanges. If I can hurt you in the first couple of exchanges, then I know that I'm ahead, and then I'll just try to keep the lead. And then finding finishes, like being in the flow state, like you're not forcing the finish happens by itself, you know what I mean? Like you, but yeah, man, like I would say my last several fights, really, like I went out and I was in it already, you know. 2 fights ago, when I fought the Israeli guy, Stav Schwartz, I sent a combo. I heard one of my coaches call the combo, and I just trusted it. I sent it, and I clipped him like with the last punch of the combo. Oh, really? And right when I clipped him, I was like, oh, that fucking landed really, really good. So I'm gonna follow up, and then it just kind of happened by itself, you know.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. It's a really, really weird feeling, man. Like, I mean, you said that you train. You know, like whenever you spar, like just try to be in the moment and not be so anticipative and nervous. Like, just be relaxed and just let things happen by itself. Not like standing still waiting for shit to happen, but like letting things happen by themselves. You know, letting your body kind of do its thing.
No, I like that.
And trusting it.
Right, trusting in your own ability.
Yeah, because there's times where, you know, like I'm pretty sure you've experienced it before too, as far as like you go throw a strike or you go throw a combo and then you stop halfway through and you're like, I don't know, right? Yeah. Sometimes just fucking let it go. Just let it go. And if it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, I mean, what were you gonna do? Just stand there anyways? You know? So it's like, yeah.
Oh, I guess one last thing is what is the ultimate goal for you with this?
Originally, I wanted to get a contract to one fighting championships, but my management team, who has been taking really good care of me ever since I signed with them right as I became a professional, they're pushing me really, really hard to get to the UFC. And honestly, like at this point in my life and in my career, I don't really give a shit where I go as long as I'm getting paid good, you know.
Yeah, and sure.
I obviously want to be a world champion, but on top of that, I want to be able to take care of my family. Like a goal of mine is to buy my parents a house, and to buy myself a house, and to set my future family up for success, you know, and to live a more comfortable life than we are now. Because, I mean, living in California, just living in the world now, it's crazy, and everything is super fucking expensive, and it's not easy, you know. So I want to be able to take care of myself and my family now, but then also be able to take care of my family, my grandkids in the future. You know, that is my ultimate goal. And if I can't get to that, then I want to get as close as I can to it, you know. And
do you have kids?
No, I would like to, but I mean, like fighting and stuff right now, it's going to be tough. Not saying that like it's impossible to do, but have to be like very, very selfish right now.
No, for sure.
And then when you become a parent, like I said, I don't have kids, but when you become a parent, like I know for sure that you have to be very selfless, and it's not about you anymore. It's about your kids, you know. So yeah, I would love to. I would really, really love to have kids. I've talked to my girl about it, and you know, when the time is right, then you know it'll happen. But yeah, man, and it's another goal of mine is through fighting is that when I'm done fighting, I never, ever, ever want to have to get another job again. I don't ever want to fucking work another day in my fucking life, ever. Right? I don't want to work for anyone. I don't want anybody telling me what to fucking do. I want to fucking wake up in the morning and I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Right? Take my kids to school, you know, spend time with my family, go fishing with Pop, go hunting, something, you know, just I want to be able to do what I want to do. I don't want to fucking work until I'm fucking dead.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I think everybody wants
yeah,
that.
exactly. So that is my ultimate goal, and I never, ever want to fucking work again. I never want to fucking have to get up. You know, I want to get up. I don't want to have to come in and teach. I want to come in and teach. Okay. You know, so that is my ultimate goal.
Cool. I love that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we can close off on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate
For
you.
sure, man. I appreciate you coming down.